Drake may have been caught in a saucy situation again. This is because he is a man who likes to spice up things a lot. But did the Canadian rapper make things too spicy this time? Drake has had a pretty quiet year throughout 2021, and that's all we know. But as the weather has cooled, so have the stories surrounding this Canadian rapper. Things seem to be heating up again for him. It seems like another woman is making some shocking claims about Drizzy. An Instagram model who claims to have slept with Drake is accusing the rapper of using a hot sauce condom to prevent her from getting pregnant. After having an intimate night with a model on Instagram, Drake is accused of putting a packet of hot sauce in a used condom so that the model wouldn't use it behind his back. The model shared that after she screamed due to the burning feeling, Champagne Papi, as he's known on Instagram, went into the toilet and reportedly admitted to pouring hot sauce in the used condom. After the allegations, the internet was flooded with memes. A photo of Drake in his new Dunkin' Donuts commercial, in which he wears a shirt with hot sauce, flashed across the media lately and has caused an internet sensation as Twitter users seize the opportunity to poke fun at the rapper. An internet user posted a picture of Drake appearing to wear a shirt with Cholula hot sauce on it and wrote, "Drake is starring in a new ad campaign for Cholula hot sauce." Apparently, Drake's new job now is promoting hot sauce. Drake responded to the claims on his Instagram stories. "I wake up this morning to see people have made up a fake story about me putting hot sauce in a girl's private area," he wrote. "That is not only totally false, but also disgusting and does not match my character." He also called the rumors disrespectful and accused the model he had slept with of trying to benefit financially from the story. "I take it as disrespect and feel horrible because I don't want anyone to feel like that or get hurt at any point during our interactions." He added, "You can have your 15 minutes of fame. I'll take the other 23 hours and 45 minutes. The rapper wrote as a caption to one of his Instagram posts. But does this always happen with the woman Champagne Papi dates? Well, not exactly, but his love life is pretty weird to say the least. Let's check out his other failed relationships from the past. Drake and Lila Lace. It's not the first time a woman has accused Drake of not wanting the pregnancy. Drake has refused to take a paternity test for Lila Lace after the model claimed she was pregnant with his baby in May 2017. Lila, who is from England, went public with her claims, saying that she was 4 months pregnant with the rapper's child. But Drake hit back at the allegations and said that he was not the father of Lila's unborn child. The pair first linked up after Drake performed at a concert in LA in January 2016, where they partied together. However, by October of that same year, the romance appeared to be over when Drake unfollowed Lila on Instagram and deleted all photos of her from his social media accounts. In April 2017, Lace took to Instagram to make a jaw-dropping claim. She wrote, "So I guess in this era, this is the new thing that after you tell dude you pregnant, they stop answering their phone," claiming that she was pregnant with Drake's baby. Drake and Lace filed dueling lawsuits after demanding that he take a paternity test and pay child support. In a statement, Drake's attorney said, "This case has always been about Miss Morris' pursuit of a manipulative and selfish payday." She later admitted on the radio that she wasn't certain if Drake was the father. Drake and Sophie Brousseau. Not long after the incident with Lila Lace, Drizzy had another surprise. The rapper learned that he was going to be a father in October of the same year. The Lace scandal was all over the media. He didn't think that one night would lead to a child. The model, who identified as Sophie Brousseau, posted a picture of what looks like an ultrasound and a positive pregnancy test on Instagram. She captioned it, 20 weeks, and then added the hashtags Drake Baby in October 2017. Tensions grew between them after Drake refused to take a paternity test and demanded Sophie get an abortion. He also claimed that the two had only met twice and that he wasn't sure who the father was, as Sophie was also sleeping around with other people during the time she fell pregnant. The woman says she was flown out to Amsterdam for a date with Drake. She says they spent the night together at his hotel and he paid for her flight home. Sophie says she sent Drake text messages after she found out she was pregnant, trying to speak to him about what he wanted to do. He responded by saying, "I want you to have an abortion." She claims he later told her he would take care of things. However, she says he hasn't been involved in the pregnancy at all, and she wants everyone to know that if she follows through with a pregnancy, it's only because she cares about children, not because she wants money from the famous rapper. After being in denial, the Canadian rapper also revealed that he was going to be a father for the first time during one of his songs. On Dreams Money Can Buy, Drake rapped about his future baby mama and said, "I'll be stupid if I raise my son to be a gentleman. I'll teach him early to address me as sir." The rapper has confirmed that Sophie Brousseau is indeed the mother of his son Adonis. Drake's album, Scorpion, has plenty of references to his son, including a touching photo of the little boy on the cover. He has been able to remain close to his son by visiting with him and even providing financial support. In October, the rapper showed off his growing family on Instagram in a post acknowledging his second child with Brousseau. Pregnant again, he wrote alongside a photo of himself kissing the belly of Sophie. But lately, an even bigger rumor of Drake's love life had emerged, with that being his alleged affair with Kylie Jenner. So is Drake really sleeping with Kylie Jenner? The young makeup mogul's relationship had always been a hot issue. Kylie has previously been romantically linked with the rapper for years, but it was reported that she wasn't that into him. Kylie's first boyfriend was Tyga, who she started dating in early 2014. The pair split in March 2016 after rumors surfaced that Tyga had cheated on Kylie with Blac Chyna, who he went on to date for 8 months before they called it quits in November 2015. During her relationship with Tyga, Kylie became a stepmother to his son King Cairo Stevenson, but they never publicly acknowledged his existence. After her relationship with Tyga, Kylie and Travis Scott began dating in April 2017 after meeting at Coachella while he was still with his ex-girlfriend of 3 years, Ariana Grande. The reality TV star's pregnancy was apparently very much planned and wanted, even though she had only been dating Travis Scott for a few months. While the couple was in a long-term relationship for 2 years, they never officially tied the knot and called off their wedding in 2017 due to financial reasons. The couple, who welcomed their first child daughter Stormy together in February 2018, is said to have called time on the relationship after growing apart. Kylie was allegedly at ease when she first began dating Travis, as she was convinced he was faithful and loyal. However, after discovering that Travis had been secretly texting other women, she is said to have felt used by him. Kylie Jenner and Drake got close at a party in late June to early July. Following reports of the romance since 2016, a new video has now emerged on the internet where Kylie was spotted having a good time with Drake. The video shows Kylie and Drake dancing at the famous nightclub Delilah in Los Angeles. The two were seen hanging out and even hugged each other at one point. Now, it looks like the joke may have been on Scott not long after all. As rumors continue to swirl about Kylie Jenner and rapper Drake's alleged affair, multiple sources are now claiming that Scott is the father of Jenner's second baby, not a rumored lover. One thing is certain though, Drake has endless stories to tell from his past, and we're sure there are plenty more to come. They were at the top of their game and on top of the world. However, these celebrities are now canceled. Why? Well, apparently for many reasons, from inappropriate messages and tweets to being too aggressive in public. Here are a few of the most shocking celebrity cancellations in 2021. Chrissy Teigen. The backlash to Teigen's comments was harsh, and the model issued an apology on Twitter. In these tweets, Teigen says she would want her Friday fantasy to be Courtney Stodden's death. She also references Stodden's husband, Doug Hutchison, as being dirt nap. She also referred to Stodden as a baby, which suggests her position as an adult to a child. "I have no excuse," she began. "What I did was wrong and I'm so sorry. When I saw the tweets, I was disgusted and embarrassed by my own words." Teigen went on to say that she hopes Stodden can find it in her heart to forgive her and urge others who have cyberbullied anyone to be more thoughtful in the future. But while some found Teigen's apology sincere, others pointed to her subsequent tweets as evidence that her apology wasn't genuine. She retweeted several supportive messages and also posted a photo of herself seemingly in good spirits, which many felt indicated that she had not yet taken full responsibility for her actions. Shia LaBeouf. In the court documents, which were obtained by a source, FKA Twigs says that LaBeouf had been drinking alcohol excessively all day when he approached her on set and started dancing around her. She asked him to stop, but he wouldn't, so she told the producer, who physically pushed Shia away from her. The next day, she claims Shia cornered her in a room and began slapping her face while wearing gloves. It's an incredibly disturbing story, but this isn't the first time Shia has been accused of assault. In 2014, he was arrested after getting in a fight with someone outside an anti-Trump art installation. In 2008, he was arrested for drunk driving before being arrested again later that year for destroying a hotel room in North Carolina. He's also had run-ins with the law for vandalism multiple times. Shia is struggling with mental health issues and doesn't seem to be getting the help he needs. Chris Noth. Despite all allegations thrown by 3 women to Chris Noth, the actor said in a statement that he never assaulted anyone in any way at any time in his entire life. The allegations against Noth came after the actor responded to the allegations against film producer Harvey Weinstein, saying that harassment isn't a problem in the television industry. Peloton, the exercise equipment company, has pulled its ads from Law & Order: Criminal Intent in light of a criminal investigation against actor Chris Noth. The company said it did not know about the allegations until last week and decided to pull the ads immediately. Noth starred as a villain in The Equalizer 2, but Hall played the lead character instead. It's unclear whether future installments of the franchise will also remove him from the plot. Armie Hammer. Call Me By Your Name actor Armie Hammer was one of the canceled celebrities last year. Armie Hammer has been in the news due to disturbing texts leaked by his ex-partner. The actor and Call Me By Your Name star have faced similar allegations in the past. Actor Armie Hammer has been canceled from the TV series Stay Here after several women have come forward alleging misconduct. He has denied all allegations, but the show will go on without him. The actor then released a statement on the controversy, admitting that he is guilty of being a foolish man, but never would hurt anyone intentionally. The show has also issued a statement on their Instagram page saying, "Due to recent information brought to our attention, production on Season 2 Stay Here will be halted until further notice." Hammer has yet to comment on the allegations, although he did share a video about his latest project with a caption, "I love my job." Hammer's wife, Elizabeth Chambers, released a statement on Instagram saying, "The behavior attributed to Armie is very concerning and completely at odds with a man I know." Marilyn Manson. Manson was dropped by his record label following claims by Evan Rachel Wood that he was forcing her to sleep with him. Several women have come forward with claims that Marilyn Manson, known for his gothic rock and industrial metal music, treated them inappropriately. One of the women making the claims is actress Evan Rachel Wood, who was once Manson's girlfriend. The mistreatment allegedly took place between the ages of 15 and 20 when the Grammy-nominated musician was the one who signed her into his cult. "I started to become very uncomfortable in my own skin. I did have thoughts of ending my life," Manson previously told Rolling Stone magazine. "I felt like I was in a mind prison." A spokesperson for Warner Music Group confirmed they had parted ways with Manson, but remained vague as to why they chose to drop him. The singer has been with Warner Music Group since 1996 and released 8 albums with them, including 2009's The High End of Low, which reached number 8 in the US and went platinum in Canada, the UK, and Germany. Manson announced that he was planning on suing his label over what he claimed were unpaid royalties, though he did not provide any specifics. Aaron Rodgers. If you think that vaccines are the most important public health advance of the last century, then you probably will hate what Aaron Rodgers had to say about them in an interview with ESPN. He said that he believes there's a link between immunizations and autism, and he's not the only one to make this claim, which has been disproven by science. Rodgers said that he thinks it's important to do your research. He got a lot of criticism for his anti-vaccination stance after it was revealed that he tested positive for measles. However, Rodgers said that he would never tell anyone else what to do, just as he wouldn't want someone telling him what to do. He also said that the idea of unvaccinated children is not based on any scientific facts. Ellen DeGeneres. The 19th season of The Ellen DeGeneres Show will be its last. DeGeneres Show, Ellen, aired in the early 2000s and was widely popular. After the show ended its run, DeGeneres continued to be a successful comedian, often appearing on other people's shows and producing her own stand-up specials. One of the most watched daytime TV talk shows, Ellen debuted in 2003 and quickly became a pop culture sensation. The show offered a refreshingly candid space for DeGeneres to discuss queer identity and LGBTQ rights, but it also had its share of controversy. It wasn't until a year after her talk show had been canceled that a former employee of DeGeneres came forward with accusations against the talk show host. The employee alleges that DeGeneres had harassed him and others working on the production set. She also claims that she had heard about similar incidents occurring with other employees on the set. The employee filed a lawsuit against DeGeneres in 2017, accusing her of harassment and wrongful termination from their jobs after rebuffing her advances. Ellen DeGeneres was again accused of misconduct by her employees in early 2020. The accusations became public almost a year after they'd first been made, and the show's ratings rapidly began to decrease. Now, the long-running daytime show has already been replaced by Good Morning America as the network's flagship morning program. J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was left out of the Harry Potter reunion after she was accused of making transphobic remarks. The reunion that took place at the weekend, in which Rowling was absent, is perhaps a reminder of the author's not too good track record when it comes to LGBTQ+ rights. But for one of its authors, the big event is nothing but painful. J.K. Rowling was left out of the Harry Potter reunion after she was accused of making transphobic remarks. Rowling's crime? She dared to question the motives and legitimacy of transgenderism while defending a Christian who made political statements against homosexuality at a conference. The author said she didn't think a man could be a woman and that she felt like she was being forced to say that people could change their gender identity on demand. Rowling also said anyone who claims that gender is not an objective fact about someone's body is ignorant and called it a delusion. The Harry Potter author took her time going after transgender activists, but once she did, it was no holds barred from there on out. She went on to write, "What I had not bargained on was that saying I'm not transphobic was apparently equivalent to saying I'm happy to be compared to Nazis." Celebrities can get away with anything, but once they do something bad enough, they're going to get caught and canceled.
Celebrities, they're just like us. Well, almost. They lived a charmed life of trophy husbands, bikini Oscar winners, and a whole lot of paparazzi. But why does fame, often considered a blessing, often result in so many celebs visiting rehab? What pressures and difficulties do people working in the spotlight face that others don't? Today, we will be talking about some of the most famous cases of celebrities ending up in rehab. And you are warned, some of them are not pretty. Ronnie Ortiz Magro, the Jersey Shore reality TV star, checked into rehab for alcohol problems and depression. Ronnie underwent the 30-day program at Headwaters at Origins in West Palm Beach, Florida. During his time there, he stayed in one of their high-end villas that cost $6,500 a month, which included private chef services, a private gym, and a tanning bed. In February 2019, the reality star claimed that he had spent about a month at the facility. He said that he decided to go to treatment because he wanted to be a better person and a better father for his daughter. Eventually, Ronnie realized all the bad decisions he was making were going to lead him to places that he didn't want to be. He wanted to be led to the place that he is now, that's happy, healthy, and the best role model for his daughter. Ortiz Magro has been open about his struggles with alcohol in the past and sought treatment in 2016 after his ex-girlfriend Jen Harley called police on him for going crazy on her during an explosive fight on the Season 2 finale of Jersey Shore, Family Vacation. The Jersey Shore star recently revealed how he's been coping since leaving rehab. "I'm doing great. I'm happy to be sober," the 36-year-old said. "It was just time for me to take care of me. I had a good run and a good career, but as far as my health goes, I had to do something for myself." Amanda Bynes. Actress Amanda Bynes was admitted to a psychiatric hospital for a 5150 hold in 2013. The former Nickelodeon star had recently been arrested for a DUI, and she was driving with a suspended license at the time of her arrest. Her erratic behavior, including setting a fire to an apartment building, led to concerns about her mental health. Under California law, when someone is a danger to themselves or others, they can be held for 72 hours against their will if they're thought to have a mental illness. The former child star was placed in a psychiatric care at UCLA and released after 72 hours. But she needed additional help with her addiction problems, however. Amanda Bynes checked into rehab in July 2013. She posted on Twitter that she was doing well before going to thank fans for their support during her recovery process. It's believed the actress tried to take her own life and was found smoking pot before being taken to the hospital. Bynes tweeted earlier this year that she had retired from acting, but she has recently been posting pictures of herself on Twitter looking like her old self, including one where she sports a large afro and purple lipstick. Ben Affleck. Trouble with the law caught up with Affleck in 2001 when he was arrested for being drunk in public. The actor checked himself into a rehabilitation center, later citing alcohol and narcotics as his addictions. Affleck stayed at Promise's rehab facility for a month, where he underwent 2 weeks of detox, then went to the partial hospitalization program, which involves 3 hours of therapy a day. There, Affleck took part in art therapy and also taught yoga. After his time at Promises, Affleck gave up alcohol for good and began attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. He also met with a therapist weekly. The actor has said that he was initially reluctant to seek treatment for his addiction because it was so deeply ingrained in his life. "It's not like I had a drug problem and then I went to rehab and now it's all better," Affleck said. "I was addicted to alcohol. It affected everything, my relationships, my work, my emotions." Affleck said that since he's been sober, he feels more comfortable in his own skin and has been able to focus on how happy sobriety makes him. "For me, there's a lot of upsides," Affleck said. He revealed that he now can enjoy the process of making movies so much more than he ever did when he was drinking. Britney Spears. When she entered rehab, Britney was suffering from severe mental and emotional issues. While at the facility, she underwent residential care and therapy, including group and individual sessions. Her stay was just a few weeks short of 4 months, which cost her parents more than $500,000. During her time there, Britney gained back the weight she lost during her meltdown and displayed some erratic behavior. She reportedly fell out of bed at one point and had to be taken to the hospital. After her release in February 2008, Britney checked into the Summit Center in Gibsonton, Florida with her kids. This was a wellness center and spa where she could detoxify and unwind with extended family members and friends. The stay lasted just 3 weeks before she checked out voluntarily so that she could focus on her children full-time. The pop star's troubled life can be traced back to childhood when her father went to prison for selling illegal substances. She then endured years of trauma at the hands of her father, who divorced her mother when Britney was just 2. From age 6 on, she spent weeks on end with her dad in hotels and trailer parks when he wasn't behind bars. Now, Britney is better than ever and she is really living her best life while documenting it all on Instagram. Charlie Sheen. Sheen has been in and out of the Betty Ford Center. The report also claims that the actor has continued to work on his hit show Anger Management during his visits. According to reports, Sheen checked himself into the hospital claiming he was suffering from severe abdominal pain and nausea. At that point, the actor's friends are concerned he may have overdosed. When Sheen last checked himself into rehab, he got into a feud with CBS over their decision to fire him from 2.5 Men while he was away getting help for his substance problem. The network didn't want him back once he returned to work, and Sheen sued them for $100 million. He dropped the lawsuit after accepting an undisclosed amount from CBS for the rights to his show. The actor has lately starred on FX's Anger Management, but was recently replaced by Martin Sheen, no relation, due to his ongoing issues with substance abuse. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. revealed in an interview that his father gave him illegal substances when he was growing up. The actor said this led to him becoming addicted to them, which eventually landed him in rehab numerous times and ultimately in jail, all for different reasons, starting in 1996. Not until 2003 did Downey successfully complete another stint in rehab and turn his life around. The actor revealed that he's been clean ever since and has been able to maintain a relationship with his son, a step not many addicts can say they've accomplished. In 2009, Downey was nominated for an Oscar for his starring role as Tony Stark Iron Man in Iron Man. He also landed roles in other blockbuster movies such as Tropic Thunder and Sherlock Holmes, which helped him earn a spot on Forbes' list of highest paid actors of 2012. Downey lately reprised his role as the titular character alongside his Sherlock Holmes co-star Jude Law. Demi Moore. The last time she was in rehab was in 2012, when there were rumors that Demi Moore was an alcoholic and using substances. In 2012, after her marriage to Ashton Kutcher fell apart, Demi Moore went to the Cirque Lodge in Sundance, Utah, a treatment center that specializes in eating disorders and addiction issues. Moore has had a long battle with her weight and body image. She struggled with eating disorders during high school and college. Her modeling career launched when she was just 17 years old. As a model, Demi Moore was required to maintain a certain ideal weight to be successful as a model. By 1982, at age 26, she had become too thin for modeling. It's hard to believe that Moore has had problems with alcohol because she looks so good at age 59. We hope that you walked away from this video with a bit of a better understanding of why some celebrities find themselves in rehab. While not an excuse for their actions, we can at least gain a sense as to what may have pushed them over the edge and into rehab. From there, we can also reflect on our own lives.
Let's face it, celebrities have a reputation for losing it. Some even have one meltdown after another. They can be funny to watch or read about online, but what exactly happens in their mind when they freak out? Is it simply a public breakdown for attention, or could there be something more serious happening behind closed doors? Christian Bale. The video of the Christian Bale meltdown on the set of Terminator Salvation is just one example of an actor losing his temper. In this case, Bale was directing his rage at a cameraman named Shane Hurlbut. The video of this incident went viral and has been viewed over 3 million times on YouTube alone. Bale was shooting the fourth installment of the sci-fi series when he lost his temper over what he called a litany of things, including Hurlbut moving his camera while Bale was talking to co-star Bryce Dallas Howard and started swearing at his colleagues. The Oscar winner later apologized, but when he turned nasty again at 3:30 a.m., crew members has had enough and called security guards who took him into a mental hospital. Tranquilizers were prescribed for Christian Bale, and he was taken to the hospital where he was diagnosed with extreme exhaustion by the attending physician. He later said that he was a bit delirious at the time of the incident. It became clear that Bale had suffered extreme mood changes that resulted in his having to be admitted for psychiatric care. He later apologized for his behavior. Mariah Carey. Carey's meltdown was not just her first major public breakdown, but also one of the most memorable celebrity meltdowns of all time. In 2001, the singer was on top of the world. She had just won a Grammy for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for her song Hero. Her debut film Glitter was about to be released, and she was on the cover of multiple magazines at once. It looked like she had it all, and then everything fell apart. When Carey went on MTV's TRL to promote Glitter, things did not go according to plan. The singer began to ramble incoherently and then took off her clothes and passed out a plate of popsicles to host Carson Daly. A few days later, she checked herself into a mental health facility in Connecticut where she stayed until early August 2001. Carey later revealed that she had suffered from bipolar disorder and clinical depression since she was 19 years old, but didn't seek treatment because she feared it could end her singing career. Mel Gibson. You won't like him when he's angry. The actor's career has been in a downward spiral ever since a 2006 DUI arrest, which he attributed to the fact that he was taking sleep medication. But it wasn't just the alcohol that landed him in a bad situation. After being arrested, Gibson was caught on tape saying hateful anti-Semitic rants at a police officer during his arrest. In 2009, his wife Oksana Grigorieva revealed that Gibson had made several racist remarks to Grigorieva before the relationship turned violent. Gibson, who is now a devout Christian, did apologize for his behavior and has made efforts to show his sincerity by making donations to Jewish and African American groups. Robert Downey Jr. If you had to choose one word to describe Robert Downey Jr., what would it be? How genius. For years, the man who plays Tony Stark in the Iron Man films was also a super successful actor, appearing in films like Chaplin, Zodiac, and The Singing Detective. He won an Academy Award at age 5, has been nominated for 3 other Oscars, and is generally considered one of the most talented men working in Hollywood today. But he started to act carelessly, and things got worse when he married his second wife, Deborah Falconer. Downey's use of illegal substances began to impact his work. He couldn't remember lines during acting and was described as difficult to work with. He had another meltdown, this time attempting to take his own life. While in a coma from taking too many pills and vodka, a doctor warned his family that Downey would never be the same if he survived. When he recovered, the actor entered rehab once more, this time for over a year. His career hit rock bottom in 2006 when he was fired from the set of the film The Singing Detective. His performance as Charlie Chaplin in that film remains unreleased to this day. He started his comeback role in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but his big break came when director Jon Favreau offered him the title role in 2008's Iron Man. Downey's name and character were enough to attract Marvel Studios, which had been struggling to bring its comics characters to the screen. His portrayal of Tony Stark won him rave reviews, as well as several awards, including a Golden Globe Award. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise doesn't like to talk about his personal life, and he's not a big fan of paparazzi. In 2005, the world got to see a different side of him. Tom Cruise's image was damaged when he jumped up and down on the couch. It seemed strange when he did it, but it wasn't just that moment that ended up hurting his image. It was also the fact that he is a member of the Church of Scientology, which many people see as a crazy religion, and also some of the things he has said in interviews, like how psychiatry doesn't work because it is not science, and how his daughter was so smart because she was raised without medication. The way he says these things comes across as arrogant to many people. The main reason Cruise's image is negative today is not because of the couch jumping incident, but because he's seen as a member of a crazy religion and for saying things that are hard for many people to believe. Even though he's been declared America's favorite movie star in polls, ranking #1 for 10 straight years from 1995 to 2004, thing is, Cruise hasn't topped another poll since 2006. Lindsay Lohan. The Parent Trap's actress was a well-known party girl who partied a lot with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Unfortunately, she couldn't keep it together, which led to several DUIs and other run-ins with the law. In 2009, Lindsay Lohan went to court on charges of DUI and illegal substance use. But this wasn't the first time that she had run into trouble with the law. Her first time was in 2004 when she was charged with stealing a $3,000 necklace from a jewelry store in New York City. She pleaded guilty to the crime and received 3 years probation and 480 hours of community service. She's had alcohol issues and legal issues, and the list of her troubles goes on and on and on. But every time she seems to turn a corner, something happens that knocks her off track. Is she an innocent victim of circumstance? Or is there something more going on? What do you think? Britney Spears. Spears first made headlines when she shaved her head, but it was her erratic behavior that got people talking. In March of 2007, Britney had a meltdown of epic proportions. She shaved her head, went out partying with Paris Hilton, and was photographed without any underwear on. Though those incidents were widely publicized, the biggest event from that month was when she crashed her car into a light pole. That night, Spears fled the scene and failed to notify the police. She didn't show up for court and was charged with 2 counts of hit and run. Spears was later sentenced to 3 years probation, as well as psychological testing and community service hours. After several years of controversy and naughty public behavior, Spears returned to the top of record charts with her 6th studio album, Circus. She released her 7th studio album, Femme Fatale, in 2011. On November 13, 2013, Spears scored her 8th #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 with Work Bitch. Kanye West. Kanye West went on quite a rant during the 2009 MTV VMAs, which received more than 6 million views on YouTube. His outburst was prompted by the fact that Taylor Swift had won an award for Best Female Video, while Beyoncé's video for Single Ladies, starring Beyoncé and her all-female backup dancers, had been nominated but lost. The tension between the two artists has since cooled off, but there is still some bad blood between Swift and West. Kanye West later dealt with the consequences of his infamous run-in with Taylor Swift. The rapper was performing at the SXSW Music Festival in Texas when a fan threw a shoe at him. He stopped mid-song to plead with fans not to throw shoes again. In response, another fan threw a bottle at him. West completely lost it and jumped off the stage and started walking through the crowd to find the person who had thrown it. Celebrity meltdowns might be fun to watch, but they're just a result of being overworked. We'd like to believe that they aren't immune from mental health issues, but they are just like us. They just get photographed a lot. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet reportedly called it quits more than a year ago, but it took until last week for the news to leak. Apparently, they kept everything hidden from their fans. But what exactly happened to them during this year, and why are they getting a divorce in the first place? The couple have called it quits after almost 17 years of marriage. The former couple of 5 years released an official statement through Instagram on Tuesday, January 12, where they confirmed their divorce. But the thing is that they have been separated for some time now, and the divorce is full-blown. Sources close to the couple told the media that a divorce has been in the works for about 6 months, and although their relationship is amicable, neither of them are interested in rekindling things. Sources said Momoa, who recently wrapped up production on Aquaman, and Bonet, who just finished filming on American Horror Story, Apocalypse, have no plans to reconcile. The good news is that Momoa and Bonet's divorce is not going to be a nasty one. After nearly 17 years together and 5 years of marriage, news about their split was announced on January 12th in an official statement that was shared on a now-deleted Instagram post, adding, "They were a great couple with a lot of love and respect for each other. But people change and goals change, and they aren't the same together anymore." News of the couple's breakup comes after fans started becoming skeptical because no one had seen Momoa and Bonet together for a while. Many fans began to believe that the couple had been separated for months. Though the two never officially confirmed their split until now, fans have been speculating about their relationship status ever since Momoa started dating the actress in 2007. In addition to posting adorable photos together at various red carpet events over the years, the two are also frequently spotted supporting one another at various work events such as premieres or film festivals. Despite all this, the two never made a point to share any details about their relationship publicly, which is why fans were shocked when news about their breakup surfaced this month. Despite their breakup and divorce, the two are still working together on Momoa's DC Comics series debuting on the DC Universe streaming service. He also recently opened up about his relationship during his appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert back in December 2017, when he admitted his marriage had its challenges. "I don't believe in perfection at all," he said at the time. "You gotta work every day, and I think relationships are hard work." There have been reports that their marriage struggles really began when they welcomed their first child into the world. In fact, there were even rumors that Jason was having an affair with his Game of Thrones co-star, Emilia Clarke, and after the two ended up together on screen in one of the show's most recent seasons, those rumors seem to only grow stronger. Though it was recently revealed that the two were divorcing, it has been said that the former couple has had issues long before then. In fact, it has been said that after welcoming their child into the world, they decided to end things amicably and work towards making sure that they could still co-parent. Despite their split, Momoa and Bonet remain close as they continue to co-parent their children, 9-year-old Lola and 5-year-old Nakoa Wolf, together. But how did their relationship start? Jason Momoa and Bonet were one of Hollywood's most private power couples. They hit it off immediately because they had such similar tastes in fashion and music, even though they didn't know much about each other outside of their interests. Lisa was famous in her own right, with a successful acting career that started when she was just 15 years old and was already a wife and mother when she met Jason at the age of 38. According to an interview, Jason revealed he found out about his co-star from their mutual friend Brian. He said that he learned that there's gonna be this girl, Lisa, coming in, and that he was asked if he would mind if she sat next to him at dinner. Jason recalled that when she arrived, everything changed for him. He said, "I turned around and I saw her, and she goes, 'Hi, it's me, Lisa.' And I was like, 'Hi, nice to meet you.' Momoa and Bonet shared their first kiss on the set of Momoa's cult hit TV series, Baywatch Hawaii, where he was playing Jason Lohan. After that, he had a crush on her for almost a decade. But when they met at a New York City jazz club, Jason and Lisa began dating in late 2006. And despite having to deal with the paparazzi, their relationship blossomed. Interestingly enough, they were both born on the same day, August 1st, except 12 years apart. In May 2007, he proposed to her on bended knee in the middle of a London street, and she accepted. While some relationships are filled with their fair share of surprises, this one has remained fairly drama-free. And even though they might not have been able to ride off into the sunset together, the two agreed that they make a good pair. For their first official interview together, their first season of their National Geographic show was about to premiere. The couple spoke about what it was like to watch themselves as a couple for the first time on screen, as well as opening up about how they met and their decision to have children. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet welcomed their first child together in 2007. Their son's name is Nakoa Wolf. They also have a daughter named Lola Lolani Momoa. The couple previously lived in a 5-acre ranch in Topanga, California, with room for their animals, including dogs, cats, pigs, and horses. After the birth of their children, they moved to Hawaii in 2015 after purchasing the island of Palahale for $4.9 million. Then financial struggles came by. Although both actors have achieved success in the entertainment industry, their lives haven't always been easy. Momoa opened up to the media about his career trajectory over the years and how he went from his breakout role on Game of Thrones to begging for work and completely in debt. He shared his financial struggles in a recent interview where he revealed that his family, including his wife and their 2 kids, were starving after he left the hit HBO series. Jason, who played Khal Drogo on the HBO fantasy show, admitted that his finances reached such a low point they had to sell their family home and move back to Hawaii. He said that despite the struggles, he never gave up and that his family was counting on him, especially his wife. Their private wedding. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are known for keeping their relationship quiet, but that hasn't stopped the public from being obsessed with them. After more than 12 years together, the lovebirds married in 2017 in a star-studded celebration, including A-lister friends such as Reese Witherspoon, Chris Rock, and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. They held their small, secret ceremony at their home in Topanga, California. Momoa and Bonet are notoriously private about their marriage and family life. They have 2 children together, but there are some things we do know about the relationship, like that they're total couple goals. The actor has been honest about how much he adores her, saying she is the most beautiful person I've ever met. Jason often gushes about his wife both on and off social media, calling her his better half and praising her for helping him raise their kids. While Jason keeps busy with acting and directing projects, and Lisa does her breathing and stretches in her own yoga studio, the couple prioritizes their family time when they can. In the past, Lisa has spoken very highly of her husband. In 2018, she told Porter magazine that Jason was everything she ever wanted in a man. The divorce news comes as a surprise to many, as the pair seemed to be going strong when they made an appearance at the Hollywood premiere of Jason's movie Aquaman together. Shortly after the event, Lisa posted a photo of herself with her kids on Instagram, where she even referred to Jason as her best friend. The outlet reported that their divorce was finalized in private and that they decided to go their separate ways back in November 2019. While the reason behind their split is unclear, they were last pictured together in February 2019 while attending a screening of the action film Triple Frontier in New York City. It's unclear why Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa, who share 2 children together, didn't announce their divorce until a year after it happened. But these are likely several factors that compel people to keep secrets from the public. For instance, they may have wanted to avoid being in the spotlight at a time when they needed to focus on their family. Whatever the case may be, it seems that we can now add Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet to the list of celebrities who are no longer together.
Do you ever wonder which celebrities have gone broke? Well, as surprising as it might seem, not all famous people are rich. Even the most popular celebrities can get caught up making a stupid decision and end up ruining themselves financially. Let's take a look at several cases of celebrities that went bankrupt. Mike Tyson's $23 million debt led him to file bankruptcy in 2003. Tyson's financial problems were caused by many factors: the loss of his boxing license, an expensive divorce settlement, and a failed business venture among them. Tyson had also spent over $300,000 on illegal substances and alcohol, which added to why he faced financial problems. In 2003, Tyson filed for bankruptcy protection, stating that he owed $27 million to creditors and had only $3 million in total assets. In 2006, Mike Tyson was forced to sell his mansion for $4.1 million in order to pay off his debts. Tyson has since remarried and become an entrepreneur. In 2018, he announced plans for a resort where people can smoke pot legally in states like California that have legalized it for recreational use. The King of Pop's $400 million debt was revealed when he died unexpectedly in 2009. Michael Jackson is the most successful musician of all time, with more than 750 million albums sold, but he died in 2009 owing an estimated $400 million. He had a fortune that matched John Lennon and Elvis Presley. It was estimated to be between $250 million and $350 million, but his death exposed his finances into the spotlight, revealing his debts as well as his assets. The singer also owed millions more in taxes, loans, and mortgages. Jackson reportedly spent more than $1 million a week, even though his annual income was only around $50 million a year. He reportedly spent $35 million only on his 1982 album Thriller alone. Jackson's money problems became worse when he was involved in numerous expensive lawsuits, as many as 50 at once. These include cases related to illegal substances and child mistreatment. Although Michael Jackson's estate has since resolved much of the financial issues, it remains the largest unsecured creditor. Nicolas Cage, one of Hollywood's biggest spenders. By the early 2000s, Nicolas Cage was one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood, but as his celebrity grew, so did his spending habits. According to reports, by 2009, Cage was earning $40 million a year, but with so much money coming in, he had trouble keeping track of how much was going out. Cage purchased more than 15 homes around the world and even bought an island off the coast of Florida. He also owned 2 castles in England, Germany, and Rhode Island. In addition to his real estate purchases, Cage spent millions on other things, such as 67-year-old dinosaur skull and several exotic cars, including a Lamborghini Miura S, $495,000, a Ferrari Enzo, $1.3 million, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, $363,000, and a 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz convertible, $200,000. By May 2011, Cage's debt had reached $6.2 million and counting, according to a report. The IRS placed tax liens on multiple properties he owned, and then had Cage hand over more than $6 million for failing to pay his 2007 tax bill. Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. owed money to the IRS. Floyd Mayweather, the world's highest paid athlete, owes the IRS $2.2 million in unpaid taxes. The IRS claimed that Mayweather's taxable income was more than $230 million between 2007 and 2010, but that only $3,075,270 was paid during that time. Mayweather had not paid taxes since 2007 and owes the IRS $14.7 million in income taxes, plus $7.6 million in penalties. The boxer made $220 million in 2015, but he still managed to avoid paying any of it to the government, according to a report on his earnings last year. He reportedly lives a luxurious lifestyle with 2 homes and a fleet of cars at his disposal, and not to forget, owns an island in Grand Bahamas Island worth $7 million. In an interview, Mayweather suggested that he could file for bankruptcy to settle his tax debt. He apparently spent all his money on luxury purchases of private jets and luxury cars. Mayweather filed for bankruptcy in 2015, but then withdrew it after the U.S. government objected to it. The boxer said that he would be willing to pay his tax debt at one point, but said he couldn't afford it at the moment and was hoping for a settlement with the IRS. We're talking about a $22 million bill, Mayweather said during an interview. "I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get it." From 2011 to 2012, he had earned nearly $90 million, but he still found himself unable to pay his tax debt to the IRS and other creditors. More than 45 lawsuits forced Meatloaf to file bankruptcy. Meatloaf appeared in 1999's Fight Club alongside Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. He has earned 7 Grammy nominations and appeared in the Broadway musical Rocky Horror Picture Show. In 2003, his financial troubles became headline news when he was forced to file for bankruptcy in the U.S., citing debt of more than $30 million. Meatloaf said in an interview that he was almost broke as a result of 45 lawsuits. One of those lawsuits was from film producers who claimed he owed them $3 million for an independent film called Fight Club. However, he successfully defended the lawsuit and had his counterclaim upheld by the judge. Meatloaf also sued his record company 3 times for not paying royalties for sales of his records. Each time, he won the case. The singer believes that lawsuits are a game played by lawyers looking to make a lot of money and believes there should be a cap on what you can sue for. Aaron Carter owed $1 million in taxes in 2009, and in 2013 he was forced to file for bankruptcy. Carter's net worth has been estimated to be between $500,000 and $1 million, but the singer was forced to file for bankruptcy in 2013. After his parents died and he went through a divorce, Carter's life took a turn for the worse. The singer was forced to file for bankruptcy after it was revealed that he owed the IRS $1 million in taxes. According to court documents obtained by The Blast, the I Want Candy singer also owes at least $50,000 in other debts, including credit card bills and legal fees. Aaron's financial crisis continued through the years. In 2013, he was arrested for driving under the influence, or DUI, and driving with a suspended license. He had previously been arrested for DUI in 2011 as well. The singer revealed that he was almost homeless in 2016. Carter said he was living out of hotels and had to stay with friends because he could no longer afford his apartment. Ticketmaster canceled his tour, which left him with no money coming in. He owes over $100,000 in taxes to the government and $1 million in debt to the IRS. The controversial bankruptcy of the Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice and husband Joe led to more financial issues. Teresa Giudice filed for bankruptcy back in 2009. According to reports, the couple had a net worth of $5 million at the time, but was over $10 million in debt. They claimed that they owed $13.4 million to creditors and had only $3,500 in assets. Teresa and her husband Joe were charged with bankruptcy fraud and conspiracy to commit wire and bank fraud. Federal prosecutors alleged that the couple hid assets from their creditors to be discharged from their debts under Chapter 7 of the Bankruptcy Code. To make matters worse, the couple was also charged with tax evasion and mail fraud. In 2016, Teresa and Joe pleaded guilty on some of the charges against them. They were sentenced to 15 months in prison and 41 months of supervised release. As a result of the convictions, Teresa lost her ability to vote in New Jersey. In 2016, they settled with their creditors, but they still owe the IRS and millions in back taxes. Everyone can make money, but staying on top of the game is a very difficult task. And just like everyone, in order for celebrities to enjoy success, they have to work hard and be responsible with their money. Celebrities are human too. Unfortunately, this means that they're subject to all the same petty fights and what you looking at behavior that we common people get into on a day-to-day basis. Now, be prepared, because you're about to embark upon a journey that will take you through some of the biggest celebrity feuds in history. First up, we will never forget the secondhand embarrassment we felt when Azealia Banks said that Grimes smelled like a roll of nickels. We've all had the moment when we realize that the person who holds a grudge against us was once our best friend. It's always mystifying, especially when you don't remember doing anything to piss them off. For some reason, Azealia Banks has decided to take this phenomenon and apply it to one of her celebrity feuds. In an Instagram story, Banks claimed Grimes invited her over to her house with Elon Musk so they could work together on music. She said she waited at the couple's house for 3 days and never saw Grimes. Banks also said that Musk tapped her phone during the visit, which made her feel like she was in a real-life episode of Get Out. Literally been sitting at Elon Musk's house alone for days waiting for Grimes to show up and start these sessions, Banks wrote. I have no idea when she is coming back. Banks also said that while she was waiting, Musk would not stop tweeting. This is fascinating because Banks is famously Twitter-obsessed and not afraid to attack people on social media. But according to Banks, Musk was tweeting nonstop while she was trying to work with his girlfriend. Later, Grimes called out Azalea for allegedly extorting her and Elon Musk. The artist tweeted that Banks was scrounging for money and said that she'd lied about Musk giving her free house stays. Banks has since deleted her Twitter account, though it's unclear whether she deactivated it or was suspended. And then, Azalea shared screenshots of private messages and texts between herself and Grimes. The text discussed a phone call that the two had shared, which, at the time, Banks hinted might be evidence that Musk had tapped her phone. According to Banks' screenshots, Grimes started by telling her that she fully trusted Elon Musk. But things then took a turn for the worse. Grimes reportedly told Banks she was worried about her being on a different medication and claimed she stalks her family members. Azalea then put the cap on it when she publicly said that Grimes smelled like a roll of nickels. That sounds kind of fishy. When it comes to their feud, it seems no one can claim to be innocent here. Nicki Minaj has the best reaction ever to Cardi B throwing her shoe at her. For those who don't know, Cardi B and Nicki have been in an ongoing feud since September 2017, when Minaj accused Cardi of getting her spot at #1 on Billboard Hot 100 chart with Bodak Yellow by using a ghostwriter. Cardi has since denied these allegations many times, but it looks like she still didn't forgive Nicki for insinuating that she's not a legitimate artist and only became successful through having someone else write her songs for her. The two rappers got into a physical fight earlier this month at a New York Fashion Week party, and Cardi later accused Nicki of questioning her abilities as a mother while also questioning her relationship with Offset. Nicki, who was hosting a Q&A session at New York Fashion Week, implied that she felt Cardi wasn't qualified to be a judge on the competition show Love and Hip Hop New York because she doesn't make music for women. The beef escalated when Cardi threw her shoe at Nicki during the Harper's Bazaar Icon Bash, which left both rappers with visible injuries. They then took their feud to social media by taking jabs at each other using posts and videos. However, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have officially ended their feud. Cardi took to Instagram to announce that she had decided to let this one go, after speaking with Nicki and the heads of their respective labels. Jamila Jamil calls out Cardi B for promoting detox teas. Cardi's been in some pretty complicated beef with all sorts of celebrities, so it isn't that big of a surprise that she gets mentioned twice on our list. But this time, things are much more complicated. Jamila Jamil loves to stir the pot. It's part of her charm. But we imagine it also has something to do with the fact that she has a show on Netflix based on her lifestyle brand, I Weigh. Jamila is a body-positive crusader, and Cardi B, like most celebrities, isn't a fan of being told to eat right and exercise. Jamila didn't mince words when she took to Twitter to express her disdain for the rapper's recent segment on The Breakfast Club, where Cardi suggested that women can use detox teas to shed some pounds. I would like to send Cardi B some wellness tea, a tea made from derelict plants, because she is looking a little overweight, Jamila tweeted, adding, I just hope she doesn't drink it and then shit her pants in public. In a recent interview with Refinery 29, Jamila Jamil, an actress and activist, criticized Cardi B for promoting scammy detox teas without any proof that they work. In her tweets, Jamil also argued that it's important to not take advice from people who know nothing about nutrition, basic advertising ethics. Cardi then made a petty response saying that whatever happened, she would never poo her pants as there are public toilets everywhere. So, who do you think was the winner in this internet feud? The 15-year feud between Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan is as crazy as you'd expect. It's hard to pick a starting point for the Hilton-Lohan feud. It's been brewing since at least 2003 when Paris called Lindsay a B-word in an interview with 17 magazine. That perceived slight led to this epic Lohan quote, Paris Hilton is pure evil, which she told Larry King in 2005. Tabloids happily fed into the feud, and at one point, Lohan even called Hilton the C-word during an episode of her reality show, Lindsay. But Lohan said she regrets those comments. The girls' feud eventually got so bad that Paris and Paris' sister, Nikki Hilton, wrote a song about it. By the time Hilton and Lohan threw down in a club in 2007, things were already tense. After Lindsay Lohan was arrested for drunk driving in 2007, she released an astonishing tape of a conversation she'd had with Paris Hilton, who she claimed had been encouraging her to drive after a night of partying. The fallout from this leaked tape resulted in a full-blown feud between Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan. The two were frenemies for years before this incident, with the tabloids pitting them against each other for years. Their feud came to a head when Paris Hilton secretly recorded a phone call with Lindsay Lohan. In it, Paris can be heard telling Lindsay to drive home from a night of partying and offering to buy her some illegal substances. This tape ended up leaking online and was obtained by TMZ, which published it in full on their website. According to Paris, her father had given her the phone to secretly record any conversations she might have with Lindsay that would prove incriminating. She said that she had no idea that Lindsay would be on the other end of the call and that it was just a coincidence that this turned out to be one of their recorded conversations. In 2014, Hilton told Marie Claire about the incident. "I'm glad I did it. At least now she knows my name." The two famously had a napkin moment at a restaurant, which led to some sort of attempted reconciliation, but by 2015, their feud was back on. Lohan called out Hilton for trying to get publicity from my name. Lindsay said, Paris should be banned from coming to America, and Paris responded with a, "Who?" After that, things started cooling down between the two, maybe because they became less relevant in the public eye. But whatever the case may be, they will always be frenemies and are our favorite one, that's for sure. Believe it or not, these celebrity feuds are all still relevant today and have influenced hip-hop culture and history ever since. These feuds help shape legends of the game and set the tone for future ones. They may not be around anymore, but they are worth remembering. So, which one of them did you like best? One thing is for sure, they are unforgettable and they never get old. Bob Saget is dead. You've probably heard the news by now, and you may feel conflicted about the event, shocked even. But how did this happen? He was just 65 years old. Could there be a darker reason that led to his death? Bob Saget was an American actor, director, and stand-up comedian, best known for his role as Danny Tanner in the ABC sitcom Full House. Saget started his career as a stand-up comedian in the early 1980s and played a minor role on television shows like Fantasy Island and The Love Boat. In 1987, he joined the cast of Full House, which made him a household name over the next 8 years. After Full House, Saget went on to play roles in movies like Dirty Work, Farce of the Penguins, and Dirty Shame. He also hosted various shows on television, including America's Funniest Home Videos. The comedian was found dead at age 65. On January 9th, the news broke that Saget was found lying lifeless in a hotel room not far from his home in Ponte Vedra, Florida. The cause of death is currently unknown, but authorities are looking into two possible causes. Either he suffered a heart attack while in the bathroom, or he accidentally slipped and hit his head. Either way, it's tragic loss for America, and we send our condolences to his family. His Twitter is booming with comments after his death, and now a hotel staff revealed how Saget seemed before he passed away. According to the source, the comedian had been in Vegas for the weekend with his son. The source added that Saget was in good spirits when he checked in the hotel and did not seem like he was in any discomfort or pain. Bob was on top of the world Saturday night. He looked great. He was having a great time at the casino. The last 2 days, he appeared really healthy and in a good mood, a hotel staff said. Saget has been touring the country for the past few months, appearing in comedy clubs, signing autographs, and taking pictures with fans. His Facebook page is littered with comments from people mourning his death, but one comment in particular was one of the hotel staff members who interacted with him before his death. The hotel staff member posted and said that he got to meet Bob Saget in Austin this past month. He said that Saget was very nice and funny and that he even treated fans like they were friends. The staff member said he had no idea Bob died until the morning after when he saw it on the news. But who found him dead in the first place? The comedian, actor, and television host was in Florida performing a stand-up show at the local Times Union Center when he was discovered unresponsive by a hotel worker, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. It's not clear what time exactly he was found, but a spokesperson for the Sheriff's Office told TV station WKMG that authorities got a call from the Ritz-Carlton about an unresponsive guest in one of their rooms around 9:15 p.m.
It's going to be for a male patient. Callers advising it's an obvious death, stating a security officer found the guest not breathing, no pulse,
and responded to investigate. Investigators say they were trying to find out how Saget died as they tried to reach out to family members. According to a source close to Saget's family, the comedian suffered from heart disease, but it was not related to alcohol or medication. The star also had an enlarged heart and possibly died in his sleep. Saget's loved ones have also opened up about how much he meant to them, particularly his wife and children. The family of Bob Saget is grieving the loss of their husband and father, saying the comedian died peacefully. Bob was an American original, a family spokesperson said in a statement. We will miss his humor, his talent, and his great heart. He was truly one of a kind. The statement also included a quote from Saget, which read, I love you all. I am so grateful and humbled by your love and support. I cherish every memory we've made together. From the bottom of my heart, thanks for everything. Love you always, Bob Saget. Saget was previously married to Sherry Kramer from 1983 to 2009. They shared 2 children together, a son named Jason and a daughter named Emily. In 2012, he married Kelly Rizzo, with whom he shares 2 more children, son Max and daughter Charlotte. Hotel staff described how Saget spent his final days. Saget's manager, Jeff Abraham, revealed that the actor had checked into the hotel on Tuesday and that he went to his room at about 10 p.m. that night. When he did not check out by noon on Friday, staff opened his room and found him dead inside. The staff of the Skirvin Hilton Hotel revealed that Saget was very friendly to everyone at the hotel during his stay. Other guests also noted that Saget was very respectful during his stay at the hotel. One guest named Michelle Pickens said he was very nice and cordial to everyone who asked for a photo with him. Another guest named Alexandria Cogdell said she saw him in one of the elevators during her stay at the hotel. He told me he loved my hat, Cogdell added. A source claimed that Saget moved in and out of the lobby during the 2 days he was at the hotel. He was often heard asking for aspirin and coffee. When he wasn't roaming around or in his room, he could often be spotted sitting in a chair in front of a window where he had a good view of the outdoors. The staff at the hotel told a few more stories about Saget's stay at the hotel. They said he made several prank calls to different staff members and laughed with them. The staff said Saget was energetic and that no one could have ever imagined that it was going to be his last day. The staff members added that the actor carried his own bags and seemed like a good guy. Saget's social media is now blowing up with comments. Most recently, Bob Saget made headlines for the comments he made on Twitter following his death. His tweet was quite the attention grabber, and many people have been flocking to his social media pages since then. Bill Cosby described Bob Saget as the funny man with a dirty mind, and that is exactly what he did in his stand-up comedy career. In his stand-up gigs, he would tell stories about his life and make them funny with his clean jokes. He loved to make people laugh. Saget got his first big break in the entertainment business pretty early. He started performing stand-up comedy at 14 and found himself on television 6 years later. While still in high school, Bob Saget released a comedy album and appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. This led to him getting a spot on The Dating Game, which got him noticed by television producers. Saget's first acting gig came from the show Bridget Loves Bernie. He continued landing roles in TV shows and films, but his first big break came when he landed the role of Danny Tanner in Full House. The show was a huge hit and led to Saget receiving 4 Young Artist Awards for Best Young Comedian Leading Man in a television series. His success with Full House as a teen and tween actor led to him directing movies and becoming a household name and celebrity icon. He had a very distinct comedic style, one that is very reminiscent of Woody Allen. It's hard to explain how he was able to make his audience laugh so loudly and so hard, but he did it with just the right amount of wit and charm. He would tell stories about his life and his family, including his ex-wife, and keep the audience in stitches until they were crying from laughing so hard. He was also very humble. He never bragged about himself or insulted others. He always made fun of himself before anyone else could do it for him and came across as someone who was genuinely grateful for all the success he'd achieved in his life and didn't want to rub anyone the wrong way. Despite the fact that Saget's career as a stand-up comedian was successful, it never reached the heights of his acting. He was able to put comedy behind him and have an incredibly successful television career. He also made sure to leave behind a legacy of laughs and good television.